Let me lights. Okay. There we go. Not so bright. It is late. I've been resting so much. Had to force myself to come on. I was looking for something. I always look something in this laptop. But I know people are going to be chiming in and out of this live, so I'm gonna just get started a little bit. I think it's important to go into this live, you know, trigger warning, disclaimers, because your girl give her unpopular opinions, and I be speaking, and sometimes I don't even realize certain topics I touch on can be a little triggering or deep, you know. I am sipping some Chardonnay. Now, what am I looking for? Let me see something. So yeah, let's see. Let's see if this is good. I wanted to touch on seasonal depression. It's because I've been noticing a lot of people, you know, dealing with it this time of year. Um, I wanted to touch on, that topic because it's something that I used to deal with heavy. What is this? Don't allow block it. Um, and I wanted to just share like a couple of things that I've done um, to make sure I'm steered clear from seasonal depression, things that I to overcome that part. Hey guys, can I get some thumbs up? Thank you for hopping in. Thank you for the thumbs up. Dark Vader, Naomi Hughes, Jasmine, Mark B. What's up, y'all? Mark, you gotta go, honey. You gotta go. Hi, Rajiv Rana. Mark is out. Wow, 34. 4 likes. Can I get some more likes, please? I wanted to talk about seasonal depression. Um, Holy Mindset TV. Seasonal depression. I wanted to touch on that. Can I get more likes? 43 heads up in the chat. I know that's right. No friendships. No friendships outside of this interaction. Thank you for the likes. Hit the subscribe button too. Thank you guys for popping in. That's awesome. I've been going for like a week. I need some more likes. It's way too many heads. Not enough likes, not enough subscriptions. What are we doing? Hit the subscribe button. Hey guys, what's up? What's up? Leroy, uh, Ul Ulibari, Maza, Brittany. Hey, you said simple friend. I don't make electronic friendships because anybody could be whoever they want to be, hiding behind a wall. Like, what you see here is what you see here. There's no hiding. This is live stream. This is me. But I don't know who you guys are. You know what I mean? So I can't say I'm going to be your friend or build a friendship. I don't do that. And if you're talking about dating wise, I don't date men from social media. Not that it can't happen, but it's just not something that I do. Not someone that that's on my socials. I can't do that. Um, you said it's just a carpet. I'm not impressed. That's good for you, Tyler. Hey, Brittany. Just I don't know what a skin carpet is, but you said what is your job? I work in finances. What do you do for a living? Can I get some more thumbs up? Thank you. More thumbs up, some subscriptions. Hit the subscribe button, please. I want to talk about seasonal depression because it's that year. You know, usually the holidays for me starts immediately after Halloween, you know? So when that energy starts rolling in, oh, you say you're a school principal, shout outs to you. When that energy starts pouring in, the holidays for me is connected to, um, it's just really deep. It has a lot of nostalgia attached to the holidays. Um, Great memories, very sad memories. The last time I seen stepfather as well as my biological father was during the holiday season. The last time I seen my father, my biological father, was like Thanksgiving holiday, like day after Thanksgiving. And the last time I seen my stepfather, my bonus father, was around, well, no, it wasn't on Christmas Day. It was on Christmas Day. So, it's for years, it's been something that I've been dealing with. But for the last years, this being year number two, um, I changed that this year. I changed it. I changed the energy that I'm around. I like during the holiday season, if I sense that someone is bringing negativity into my environment, immediately they get chopped off. Mm-mm. I'm gonna keep my distance during this holiday season because I don't need anything triggering me. I like to keep this time of the year very happy. I like to focus on good memories and build, a good environment, holiday memories and stuff for my children, So I don't want them to be around any drama, any if there's misunderstandings, like I will block you and I'll see you after the new year. It's like we're gonna keep it real cute during the holiday season. Also, my father, my biological father, birthday is the day before Christmas Eve. So Christmas was his favorite holiday, and he always did Christmas very, very, very big for me and my sister up until he passed. So, like, I like to keep those memories alive. Oh, you said your birthday is December 17th. Happy birthday. Happy pre birthday. I also have a son whose birthday coming up as well. Hey, y'all. But yeah, so, that's just a little bit of tea. Like things that I do is I will block anyone that I need to block to keep my energies, that holiday spirit going because I really love this time of year. It's my favorite time of the year, but it's also a very triggering time of the year for me. And for the most part, mostly I'll handle this year like walking on eggshells. So this year haven't been so bad. Kind of took me out of my norm of what I, said that I was going to do. Because last year I started this thing where you're like, I'm not cooking for Thanksgiving anymore. Like, I'm just going to take my kids out to eat, at a five-star restaurant or something like that. And, we're just going to be good. We're going to have our own vibes. We're all going to get along. There's no going to be no family drama. And mind you, my family is this small, so the drama don't be that much, but I'm very sensitive during this time of year. So I don't be wanting nobody, any shade, any rare energy. Like, nah, I will holler at you in 2025. Maybe. And that's heavy on the maybe. Okay. You said good vibes. Period. Um Jack D, hey, you said you're British and you're from the UK, England. Period. If you give me your number, I will not talk to you. I do not talk to men that I meet. That gives me their number from my live streams, not anything that I do. I'm not here for that. I'm here to talk about seasonal depression, you know, see what's going on, catch up, chime in, Get some good vibes, some good energy, spread some good cheer, that type of thing. That's what I'm here for. So I hope I didn't disappoint you. Good vibes only, right? So yeah, with that said, this year my brother decided. I mentioned this in my last few lives that my brother decided a week before Thanksgiving that we were going to cook. So even though that was an annoying situation, it turned out to be very, very beautiful. Despite slaving in the kitchen, which is what I didn't want to do, but it still turned out to be very beautiful. I'm glad that I put myself aside and, was able to, be around family. Like I mentioned, when opportunities like that, arises, it's pretty much or never, like take the opportunity while you have it because you don't know when you'll get another chance to, spend time with your family in that manner. So don't come up with any excuses. Always take the chance. Um, you said you're very experienced in seasonal depression. Oh, I am too. I really hate that for you. I'm so sorry to hear that. Um, are you doing anything to deal with it? No, I'm not you my email because I'm not going to communicate with you. We can interact here, okay? But I have no interest in communicating with a stranger offline. But yeah, so you said I'm a kid and I just got a new puppy. Okay, this is not for kids. I'm gonna have to block you, Brittany. I'm sorry. Bye. Sorry, Brittany. Yeah, no kids. No kids. No kids allowed. Sorry. I let my own kids watch my stuff. Gotta go. No. Um, with that said, I wanted to just share some things that I've done, just to, sometimes you have to separate from certain energies and, go the extra mile to keep spirits high. Another thing for me, like, traveling has helped a lot as well, like during the season for me and my children, traveling has helped a lot to deal with seasonal depression. Just, suffering from heartbreak, not having my loved ones around, that type of energy. I Jack, this is how I know like you're not respecting my wishes. I already said it. I don't need to say it again. Okay? One time is enough. I'm uninterested. Okay? So there. But that aside, Jesus. That aside, um I'll travel, I'll do things like what else? Shopping is okay. Retail therapy is a real life thing, but not saying retail therapy for yourself. Even though that's great, I'm really my heart is not to buy myself anything and all these deals and discounts and gotta be patient. It's not about me this season, okay? So, shop for others definitely puts a smile on my face. Giving to others one way or another puts a smile on my face. It keeps my spirit high, being there, for the less fortunate or just sowing a seed in any way that I can, that's just always a goal of mine. So I love to do that, you know what I mean? Because I specifically remember and maybe one day I'll share those clips, when we get member status. Keep watching, keep liking, keep subscribing. But when we reach our membership status, like I want to share some really depressing videos that I had like 5 years from now, 5 years ago from today. Sorry, said that wrong. But it, I was in a really, really depressed state then. But even then, I knew that like that wasn't going to be me forever. I knew that that space that I was in was very temporary. Rising above those thoughts that you have that are negative, even in your situational depression, environmental depression, um, that type of thing. Like you have to remain positive and And what was happening during that time was there were people that were given to me. And it wasn't like I wasn't working and I didn't have like money saved. It's just like, it just was one of those Christmases where, mommy couldn't do it because I needed to find a place. I needed to move. Like, I mean? I was literally homeless at the time, sleeping on a friend's bed, you know what I mean? So, like, wasn't where I wanted to be then. But 5 years later, I'm like, I'm not going to say I'm where I want to be, but I'm definitely on the path of where I'm trying to go and where I'm heading. I'm on the right path. I'm right where God wants me to be. So, with that said, keeping that positive energy, even in the midst of your storm, is very important. Continue to praise God, continue to give the glory to God, you know what I mean? Because you know that this is something that's going to build you and make you stronger. When you're dealing with the grief of loved ones, the best thing that I can say, because grief alone is so triggering, the best thing I can say is just keep the negativity at bay. Okay, if somebody show you a little bit of shade, if you don't have to deal with the mother effer, don't deal with them. Let me see. Yeah, we're going to hide whoever that is, and whatever that meant. Okay, no, hide. Thank you. You say you seem pure. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. No, I wasn't talking to Jack. It was another user that popped in, but I just hit them from my channel. They was talking about, but yeah. So yeah, that's just some things that I just wanted to throw out there. This year, like I said, these past couple of years, I've learned to deal with things and face things head on. And in order to find solutions, you have to face it head on. You can't, if you're gonna isolate yourself, make isolation worthwhile. You know what I'm saying? Let it be fruitful. Let you come out of that isolation, healed, evolved, and with a lot more tools under your belt. So during the time where I was dealing with grief, because I lost my bonus father in 2022. Okay, 3 years. It took me like a year and yeah, like a year and a half to heal from that. And that was something that I had to deal with head on. So that's why I decided, like, last year, holiday season, like, this is what I'm tolerating and this is what I'm not going to tolerate. Okay, I don't need any outside influences negatively impacting what I consider to be a beautiful time of the year. Despite having you know, negative memories to it as well. But this is the season that I love. It's the season of giving. It's the season of being cheerful, spreading energy, positivity, joy to the world. That's what we here for. That's what we here for. To celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ, even though he wasn't born. Yeah, and that's another thing. I've been getting a little weary. About celebrating Christmas. The pagan holiday, because when you a lost sheep, you a lost sheep. You don't know too much, but I've been seeing little bits of little things, something that I have to watch all over again. And I knew this as a kid because I think one of my classes, I think even in like seventh, eighth grade, we did like we did like a report on it or whatever, like the origin of Christmas, and it's actually very satanic and demonic. It's just as bad as mother freaking Halloween, So it's like they tried to flip it to get more people to participate in it. I don't know. So I'm a little weary about doing certain things. So I try to keep Christ centered as well. But that aside, what I mean? It's about, everybody don't believe in Christ. Everybody don't believe in the same God I believe in. So with that being said, it's also about spreading the good news, gospel, um, good cheer, joy, peace, love, sharing, caring, being sympathetic and empathetic towards one another and cutting them bad weeds out. Keep them bad weeds out. Okay. Always try to keep a positive mindset. If people want to dwell in their misery, bask in their misery, let them have that on their own. That's not for you. Okay. Because that's what misery likes to do. They like to have people bask in their misery. They love company. in misery. Okay. And we just not going to. You said you have a shield around you. If don't, I go to Disney. I don't. Oh, you go. If you don't, you go down. I'll celebrate alone. But I don't actually care. I mean, I get that. I mean, for me, I'm not gonna say that I don't care, but it's just like when you reach a certain point in life, even the people that you care about, like you have to have your boundaries with them. And I care more about my boundaries than I do about how other people feel about me exercising my boundaries. You know what I mean? Like that's just forever going to be a them problem. They can love it, they can hate it, they can call me mean, they can, try to twist it to make it fit their narrative all they want. But as for me, I took guard your heart because everything you do flow from it to the tower. Okay, like to the 10th power. Very protective over this heart because once upon a time I wasn't for a very very long time. So we not doing that anymore. Very protective over this heart. I cut whoever and whatever off when needs forever cut offs. Like you will never, ever, ever have me in your presence again. Ever. You will never be allowed in my presence again. And I get joy knowing there are people that lost access to me that will never, ever, ever, ever have the joy of having access to me again because I evolve and I'm becoming more and more who God want me to be. That person that is more valuable than I was when I knew these people. So I have joy knowing that these people will never have access to a new version of me. I love that. Hi, I'm watching from Bangladesh. Hi, MD Sadar Raman. Hi. Can I get a thumbs up and a subscribe? Hi, thank you so much. You said heck yes. Yeah, so the thing you can do to overcome seasonal depression, outside of what I just named, for those of you who are spiritual, be a word, do some fasting that may fit you. If you know that drinking kind of numbs you a little bit and you get into this like weird space, maybe fast from that for like 3 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like, one, because you want to see if you have the tenacity to do so, or are you really weak and you really do need some help? Because if you can't fast from drinking or whatever it is for a few weeks, then it might be a problem, right? So it works out in your favor. Fast and focus on the healing aspect. One thing that I loved about going to Sojo Spa, guys don't know, your girl spent the day at the spa 10 plus hours. I'm saying it and spraying it, excuse me. But I spent 10 plus hours at the spa last month and it was amazing. And I'm someone obviously who likes to sing. And I just would have loved to have a glass of champagne or a glass of wine. But it's a wellness spa. That's not what they're into. The food was very clean, the energy was clean, and it just fit the narrative. Like it served its purpose. Like I understand why I needed to be, you know, wine free, not intoxicated. I understand why I needed to be throughout those 10 plus hours that I was spent the day at that spa because I needed to be present mentally. I was healing and dealing with myself internally. Like I was using that time to meditate on God, his word, his promises, to pray. I was using that time thinking of other goals that I wanted to see in fruition, thinking of plans. Like I was really using that time to the best of my ability, because I don't get that kind of time a lot, so it was definitely well worth it. And I feel like, in a sense like that, if you feel yourself getting into like a deep space, maybe take away the things that might add to it, that might put you in even a deeper, darker space. Because like I said, if you're drinking to numb yourself, it's just going to come back on yours. Also, you know, with drugs and all that too, that stuff definitely not only affects you internally, but it definitely doesn't deal with the problem. So maybe take a hard stop, 2, 3 weeks. Start small. If you ain't bossy like me, excuse me, start small. Try a week. Try 3 days. You know, and see what happens. Oh, okay. Bangladesh. Bangladesh. Thank you. Pray for Bangladesh students. Things are getting pretty messed up in here. Oh. Bro, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, no fighting. We keep the peace up in here now, right? Hey, Wonk, Jingding. I hope I said that right. Sorry. Hi, Rockstar. Hey. Keep the peace up in here. I will keep Bangladesh in my prayers. The students, you said. I'll look into that. Um, I'm not aware of what's going on, so I'll look into it. Tell me everything. Thank you. You said nice tattoo. It's a colada symbol. So it's a heart, two hands, and a crown, and it represents love, friendship, and loyalty. Yeah, I love this. I love this symbol because it represents me. But everyone that's wearing this on their shoulder don't they don't understand. Yeah, me and my sister was actually thinking about tweaking it so that it don't be identical to a certain someone. It was a matching tattoo that I orchestrated, of course, me and my grand ideas. I have so many best friend tattoos with people that I'm not even best friend with. It's so funny. We're branded for life. But I actually love this one. It's one of my favorite ones. Thank you. You say you are very cut. I can tone up some more. I never really had issues like big arms, so it's usually like my midsection, my midsection. That's usually where I carry my weight, gut included. You say you have so much love inside of you. Absolutely, I love love, and I think it's important that we spread love because it's a fruitful spirit. You say you live in the U.S. Jack. Oh my gosh, it's not flattering. Please just keep it to yourself. I'm not interested. I'm from heaven, rock star. We're almost reaching our half-hour mark. So yeah, what else did I say I wanted to talk about? Do I have? You want to show me? Let me see. I hope y'all can't hear the music in the background because I'm gonna turn it up some more. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, subscribe. If you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button, please. I sip. I don't drink. I sip. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit because I did get copyrighted, but only for like 3 songs, so it wasn't that bad. But I learned because before it didn't used to matter when I play music in the background, get copyrighted from all these different countries because I'm like, so now it matters because all these different countries actually really do be watching. Does play a good percentage into my views. So I'm like, no, I need to be on my behavior. Oh, okay. Yeah. Um, let me see. Come on, this thing is what number is this? Oh, okay. I'm on 4. It's not that bad. I say that and that's the thing, when it's copyrighted, you don't get as many views. I know this is gonna be mad loud. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So that's pretty much all I had to touch on when it came to seasonal depression. If anyone wants to share something, release something, to just kind of talk about like why you get into seasonal depression, maybe we could talk about it, just leave it in the chat. But I also wanted to get into proclaiming all good things in 2025. I had reposted my infamous little clip about, speaking life into the new year, your new year, speaking prosperity into the upcoming year, setting those goals, those New Year's resolutions. A lot of people love to like, oh my God, you got another New Year resolution you're not going to follow. Like a lot of people like to stump people's goals, stump people's dreams, like to shut people down. Like, so somebody get a little bit of hope. Here come a hater, a group of haters. I don't know why I want to do New Year's resolutions and this and the third. Y'all not going to follow them anyway. Rebuke it in the name of Jesus. We ain't doing that tonight. Okay. So yeah, we're proclaiming all good things in 2025, and that's just that. Like we ain't got no choice but to proclaim all great things happening in 2025 from the start of the year to the end of the year. All great things. Prosperity, wealth, health, okay? Stability, you know what I'm saying? Great things, good things, okay? We're accepting all that. What's up, Sag? The mod is in the chat. Oh, okay. I really wasn't referring to antidepressants, but I'm glad you feel great. That's very important. Yeah, I'm glad it's not that loud. I'm going to try and stay on for a full hour. I don't have it in me to. Thanks, Jack. This is not the channel to put your perversion on blast because it looks weird. I don't even know why you would have the guts to do that. Like you don't feel ilky, like being a pervert. Like no shame. Like no shame. Just put it out there for the world to see in real time. Like 10:05 my time. I don't know. To be honest, Sag, you what's going on? I don't really know, but I guess I don't know. Hopefully it does. It's nothing. Hopefully it's nothing. Hopefully it's nothing. I don't know what's going on, but hopefully it's nothing. We just want to keep it cute and respectful and not perverted. So I just think it's weird that some guys get up here and just I'm talking about seasonal depression and proclaiming a great 2025. What you talking about, bruh? What you talking? But yeah, so the importance of proclaiming an amazing 2025 because you really do speak that ish into existence. Like I feel it, I believe it, I manifest it in Jesus' name. You know what I'm saying? Like this year for me, great year. I had some hurdles. Get about work. I had some hurdles. You know what I'm saying? I had a little slip and slide here and there. But overall, this year has been abundant. I'm not going to share some things because, you know, too soon, too soon. But it has been abundant, very blessed. I have no complaints. The lessons I've learned this year, one lesson in particular was a very hard one, but I'm glad that I was able to learn. Um, No, huddles as in group huddles, like let's huddle up. Hurdles as in like stumbling blocks or something that's in the way. Not thing, not what I'm referring to. But yeah, I have found some questions that I wanted to answer to kind of like pass the time because I left my like card game on the balcony and it's way too cold. That thing will be there until the summer, the spring. I'm not going out there to get it. But yeah, anywho, it's really important, profess great things into your coming year. Don't let the people that be hating and that be trying to spew out negativity into this world, stop you from speaking life into your upcoming year. You have a shot at having an amazing year. The only thing you have to do is apply. You can't just say, oh, next year will be the best year yet, and you're not doing anything to see that into fruition. The word of God tells us faith without footworks is dead. So you definitely want to apply yourself. If you are speaking a great year, what are you doing in that year? What does a great year look like? Write it down. Write the vision, make it plain. What does a great year look like? What does your goals look like for 2025? What is it that you would like to see happen in 2025? What is it that you would like to see fulfilled? What is it that you would fulfill? You know, and then think about those things and pray on it, and then think about how do you get to that point to see those things take place? How do you get to a place where you accomplishing those New Year resolutions? Whether I won't smoke anymore, I know that's a big one for a lot of people, or I'm done drinking. Like I said, start small. I think the biggest problem is some people put unrealistic expectations with time, excuse me, not so much with the expectation yourself. People think, oh, I'm supposed to do this and complete this by this time. And that's not a realistic time frame. Give yourself short-term goals, long-term goals, attainable goals, okay? Goals that you can, cross off the list to help you get to that big goal that seems impossible right now, but you have that set in place as what you want to do to get there. What does it take for me to get to this? Because I know that was like a big question that I used to have for myself. Like, I used to always be like, I know I'm going to be big. I know I'm going to make a lot of money. I know I'm going to be very successful. I know it's in me. I see it. I feel it. I just don't know how to get there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like I see the end and I'm all the way right here. But the in between, like, it was unclear. I'm telling you, when I submit my will to God, and God took control and he took the wheel and he started driving and navigating, and I just, follow his light as he directs my path. It's that nothing else you need to worry about, because God is going to order your steps and open the doors for you. You just got to keep walking through them. You just got to keep navigating. You just got to, okay, all right, so if I being this person, if that's my 5-year goal, I know that right now, this is what needs to happen. If this is my goal for your next year, I know that this has to happen in order for me to get here. Now, how will this happen to get here next year? And I'm right here. Maybe it comes with a little bit of advocating for myself. Maybe it comes with setting some boundaries. Maybe it comes with me changing my spending habits and, fasting, like maybe it comes with more research, maybe it comes a little trip to discover the place, little things like that. You know what I'm saying? Okay, Jack, you said lots of people hate you. You're estranged from your family, but it's for very good reasons. You said you're 34, turning 35. I'm grown. Jack, you said if they're estranged from you for all for good reasons. I mean, if you know that, I hope you do whatever you can to just work on you, because if you're the problem, I hope that you are willing to change that. You know what I'm saying? If you recognize that it's for good reason that they're estranged, or did you mean like it's the other way around? Like it's a good reason that I'm estranged from them? I'm not going to talk about my dating life. So yeah. Um let's dive into some questions. That was just basically like how you can go about like setting some goals, manifesting a great 2025 or whatever. Making sure that you don't listen to the naysayers that are steady trying to damn people, not people. You're going to see those posts. I promise you, you are. They do this every year. So, okay, since y'all want to be negative Nancy, I'm going to come in every year with my speak life into your upcoming year. Okay? That's going to be me. Because I'm telling you, you going to see it. Oh, don't y'all start with y'all X, Y, and Z. And don't y'all start with y'all New Year's resolution. And don't y'all, and no, don't you start. Rebuke it in the name of Jesus. Okay? That's it and that's all. Um, so for the year 2025, what is your regret? We just gonna keep it on 2025. I'm already speaking. We're not doing that. For the year 2024, what is your deepest regret? Let's focus on this year. And I'll focus like, what was my deepest regret this year? Once again, I appreciate the lessons that I've learned. Because most of the lessons weren't something that I received through trials and tribulation, but it was that one lesson that I learned that if I had to do it again, I just wish that I didn't underestimate. I just wish that I didn't underestimate the celibacy journey. That's what I can say. Like, it's not always unicorns and rainbows and dandelions and peonies and tulips, glitter. Like, it's not. It's a dark side, and I don't think that's one story, but it's mine. So no regrets. No, no. Now that I think of it, there is a regret there, but I can't say totally unrelated. There is somehow connected. You guys had no idea what I'm talking about, but it's somehow connected, but not. There is a regret there, and I just wish I didn't underestimate my celibacy journey. Just thinking that it just will be easy. I wish I didn't underestimate. I'm gonna just leave it there. When the time come, I will talk about it. But anyone has a regret? Um, okay. All right. So moving on. What makes you truly happy? So what made you truly happy this year? I think everything that I did or I've done intentionally for self-care, whether it's celebrate my kid's birthday, spending time with them, taking them to their first island, because that really, like, I was we had such an amazing time in St. Thomas. Like, when me and my kids travel, like, we just really bond. Like, that's how we grow, like, honestly, you know what I mean? And us traveling, to their first island or whatever, we had a time. We had an amazing time. We were all in our elements, in our zone. Like, being on vacation mode is a thing for us. Like, we know we switch. It's the energy they give. It's the energy that I give. We all mutually understand. It is vacation mode time. Like, it's like, so I really, 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 that really makes me happy. I really, really love that. And like, so traveling with my kids makes me happy. They love it. It makes them happy. It's their favorite thing to do, literally. And what makes me happy is pouring into myself. Like, I love pouring into myself, and that's what I have been focused on doing this year, because it's like My taste is getting very much so bougie. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm getting a little bougie now, Lord. So I'm like, okay, like I want these things, I gotta do these things for myself, and I'm cool with it. Like I'll do it for myself. You know what I mean? And I love that I can. I love that I'm not one of them girls begging for somebody to bring me some breakfast. Okay. I love that I'm not one of them girls begging for somebody to buy me some flowers. Okay, like anything that I want, I will do it. You won't see me post like, "Oh, can somebody do this?" or "Who's treating me to this today?" or "Who's gonna take me out tonight?" Like, nah, your girl's big. She stepped by herself. Okay, love that for me. Love that energy because don't you ever think for 1 second anything that I require, acquire. Okay, so it's never gonna give that at all. I love that. I love that for me. So that's the stuff that makes me happy. The fact that I can pour love and spoil myself, keep myself happy, keep myself smiling despite, challenges that a single woman, a single mother would face. You know what I'm saying? I love that for me. That's nothing but God. That's the gifts God gave me. The way he placed the position he placed me in my life, the position he's placing me in my life, those are the things that I ask God for. You know what I mean? If there ain't gonna be no man to do it, God, please let me be able to do it for myself. I don't never want to be that woman that cry and beg for a man to do something that I can fully do for myself, that I'm fully capable of doing for myself. So I love that for me. So that's what makes me truly happy. Um, what is your biggest, best green flag? Keeping it here, my biggest, best green flag for this year. Um, yeah, I'm gonna just say in general because in general, a green flag for me would be a man who is seldom. You know what I mean? He played the background. He ain't break his back to get my attention. He just chill. He slides in when need be and at the right time. You know what I'm saying? Like the green flag. You know what I'm saying? Because with the women like me, you have to move into. You can't just be filleting yourself out there, waving the flag like, "Hey, look at me." Like I don't like guys like that. I like real chill, laid back, grown businessmen. Play the back. That's a green flag for me. I just like chill men. Period. um, what do you think about when you're alone? Well, this year, most I've thought about when I was alone is my career goals, my children. Just I get to the next level in my career so I can do more for my children. Decisions that I have to make for my children so that we can experience more together, you know? That's what I think about all the time, nonstop, is how do I advance in my career so I can do like more for my kids, more for my family? How do I get better here so I can do better here? That's constantly on my mind. Like that's literally on my mind all the time. Um, hmm, that's a stupid question. It says, when did you feel like you were living life fullest this year? This entire year. I felt like God came in super ways. I just ended a fast 2 days ago officially for 3 weeks. um and he showed up supernatural ways. Nothing too boom boom. But between me and God, it was like, "Ooh, God, I see you. Okay. I see you. I feel you, God. We here." This entire year, like learning, really being connected to what the fruits of the spirit is, really trying to mimic that. Now, I say all the time, I do not want to be perfect, but it turns out the fruits of the spirit is as perfect as you can be. So if you emulate being kind, being, love, peace, joy, harmony, bringing people together, like that's what I represent. You know what I'm saying? Like that's all in me. So now that I understand that that's a fruit, I'm even more so intentional about doing that because I know that that is pleasing in God's eye. Against such, there is no law. That's in the Word of God. Okay, Galatians, what I was going to say, chapter 5, Galatians 22 to 23. You can take it 22, 23, 24. But the biggest thing that this year taught me is how to be fruitful and how to be fruitful in a sense where you stand on it. You know what I mean? So a part of being fruitful for me means I also understand what is the counter opposite to not being fruitful. So what's abominable? What's abominations to God? You know what I'm saying? So that's when perversion comes into place, sexual immorality, contention, dissension, discord, lewdness, covetousness, like the list goes on and on. So learning what is fruitful also means learning what is not pleasing to God, what is not allowed in the kingdom of heaven, what is not allowed into the kingdom of God. And with that being said, I don't want no parts of that. Now, with that said, I'm not perfect, but I'm not going to go out my way to be malicious. When I see people are going out their way to do sinful acts, that's when it's for me to judge righteously. I'm going to call you out on it. If you lying about something that I know daggone well, we done had this conversation. I done asked you about this. I asked you this question specifically 3-4 times, and you gave me an answer like, "Oh well, I'm not doing that." And then somebody gets hurt because you didn't do it, and somebody else asks you, and you do it. You're like, "I didn't know," and I done asked you several times. Christian woman, I'm gonna need you to. That's not good. Discipline is also a fruit, Sag. You said that show discipline. Yes. Self-control, discipline is also that's why see that's what I'm saying. That's why I like my man just self-control. Like he ain't gotta do all that. Like he's just reserved, meekful, humility. You know what I'm saying? That's it and that's all. But oh, yeah, but for me, those are the things that I've learned this year. And to me, it made me better. It made me better overall. It made my year go better because it's like, not only do I know how to deal with people, but I know how to be accountable as well. Like, um, I cussed off last year. And I thought I did it in a way that, you know, like I didn't put no thought into it as far as like the fact that I could have handled this situation better. Because I just like, well, I don't really talk to this person for real. So, you know, I'm not going to say nothing. But if they hit me up again, then I'll say something. And they hit me up again like a month after I decided that in my head. And I said something. And that was the end of that. And when I came into contact, well, heard through the grapevine that this person felt some type of way about how I handled this situation, which is crazy to me because I said it with love. I always kept that in there, kept the respect in there. It's just like we're just not on the same page. That's just not what I see for myself in my environment and what I'm around. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just not what I'm into. And long story short, I learned that this person was affected by it. And I tried to do my best to, once I heard that, like I was able to, empathize and like, dang, like, I definitely wasn't trying to hurt that person, so I had to be accountable. I did apologize, even though it wasn't received, but I did apologize because it was like, it was never in my intentions to hurt you. That's the difference with people, like people that I'm learning that struggle with accountability. They struggle with, being wrong because they don't want to say I'm sorry. They don't want to acknowledge that they were wrong. Instead, they like to deflect, they like to gaslight. And those are the things that I will not allow you. So I'm not going to allow myself to do it. If you felt that way and that wasn't my intention, I will take accountability on how I handled that, because I can see, yeah, maybe I could have handled that differently. You know what I mean? I wasn't thinking in that sense. I wasn't sensitive to how you might receive it, because in my head, and think, my delivery was wrong, but still, this person felt like, I guess they meant more, and that I should have approached it a different way. And I can see that. I can understand why they said that. You know what I mean? So being someone who is actively working on being fruitful, that is something that I have to, atone for myself. You know what I mean? Whether the person forgives you or not, whether it's received or not, at least you have good intentions of making it right. You know what I'm saying? That's the best you can do. You know what I mean? Because what's in your heart is the only thing that matters. You know what I mean? So my heart, I don't want anybody to be offended by something that I say or do, in a manner that I chose to, like, okay, I'm cutting this person off. So, I guess the person felt like it was a situation where, like, yeah, you said all that and you did it, like, wait, whoa, now. I said I was wrong how I handled the situation. I ain't say I changed how I feel. I still stand on how I felt. I still stand on everything that I said. I'm just saying how I went about the situation. I could have thought about it differently and, approached you differently with, being more sensitive with how you feel about it. But I still stand on everything I said. So that's what it comes to, being fruitful doesn't mean you're going to walk all over me. It doesn't mean you're going to gaslight me. It does not mean that you are going to lie. It just means I'm going to stand on my boundaries, but I'm going to think about how, I'm going to be sensitive to you as well. You know what I mean? And that's all it is for me. Uh, Whenever you're fasting, I believe it shows discipline. Absolutely, of course. Absolutely. Let me tell you something. I was over there like tempted like a mug. I love that for me, because I felt like it was something God was calling me to, and that I was able to do it. I love that for me. So I was able to finish the book of Lamentations, and I also was able to reread the book of Esther. I did both in one night. So after work one night, I think it was the last night that I was intentional about getting that completed before my fast was over. So yeah, like, it was really nice. It was really nice. And God did some things where I seen it and I was like, I see you, God. So I know he's doing some big things behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Weapon formed against me or mine shall prosper. It will ricochet right back to you. So I advise you to not try it. Try somebody else. Don't try me. I'm not the one. That is ricochets. Okay. Ricochets. Adverse reaction. Um, what have you learned about yourself this year? Other than I'm absolutely amazing. So, all right, let's do good and bad. You guys could answer. Um, what have I learned? Oh, you said you need to go to sleep. You out. You out tomorrow all day and night. Good night, Chrissy, beautiful lady. Good night, Jack. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for subbing. I appreciate you, and hopefully I'll see you again. Be best. Bye. Saj, what you laughing at? What you laughing at? Oh, it's getting hot. How many degrees? It's 80 degrees. They playing with my heat, y'all. They playing with my heat. I need a new heater because I like my heat on 80. No, I'm blind. I like my heat on 90. Shoot, get it in while you can. When they said included in the rent, 90. But I turn the heat off at night when I go to sleep and I like open up the window and I have the fan and it be like freezing. Then when I go to turn the heat on during the day, is it working? Why is it not blowing out? Yeah, so I need a new heater because it's not like blowing out as much as it should, but it's still warm. It's just I like it hot. Okay? Okay. I can't. This is the last. Listen, this is the last winter I'm spending cold. Okay. I'm dead serious. People be like, but do you like heat? Yeah, like all of my life. Hello, I'm a Caribbean girl. Not really, but still. Norwegian girl, okay? Definitely not. But yeah, like I love the heat. Like told y'all I don't like wearing clothes. Okay. So yes, I like it to be in a nice, decent climate where I don't have to bundle up just to go to my freaking car. Gotta worry about a coat. So last year I want to worry about a coat. You said tropical lady. But yeah, oh yeah, what was it? What have you learned about yourself this year? Good and bad. Okay, let's start with the negative. I learned that said earlier, I can't underestimate my celibacy journey. Like I learned that I should put too much faith in my ideologies. You know what I'm saying? I really haven't really touched on the little situation that I had this year. But I will membership only. Okay. So when we reach membership status, oh yeah, we're gonna talk about the tea a little bit, a little bit. I'm gonna open up about that, but it's in connection to that. Um I just learned that, I can't underestimate my celibacy journey. I feel like me being a woman that's saving myself create these false narratives in my head. Like I'm gonna just give y'all one. Um, the first guy that I date is gonna be my husband. Y'all, I've been on one date in over 5 years, and I was telling myself because never had a successful date. Now, of course, I went out with men, but let me tell y'all something that I do. Me as a lady. I always pay some part of the bill, leave a tip, or like, okay, well, get some drinks for us. Let me get a round of drinks or whatever. Like, I'll always pay for something. Like, so I don't consider those dates. Date for me is when a man pays for everything. Okay, like everything. I'm not paying nothing. I'm just sit over here, sip my lemon. What you call it? My lemon drop. Be cute. I can't even believe I didn't get pictures. Like I didn't even take any pictures. I was looking so woo. I was looking so good. I was in Delaware. Like okay, period. Like it was so cute. Okay, like I was so cute. I was smelling good, looking good, feeling good. All that great stuff. But yeah. So like I just told myself for years that oh, I know the next guy I go on a date with, like a real date, is going to be my husband because it's like all these dates that I set up or that could be potential dates don't be happening. Like they don't be successful. So I'm like, God must really be preserving me. So me creating all these narratives in my head, kind of did more damage than anything. You know what I'm saying? So, um, that's something that I learned about myself. Like, get rid of those false ideologies that I have when it comes to dating. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I'm a single woman who don't. You know what I mean? Like, stop thinking this guy is gonna be your husband because you're talking for 2 days and you connecting. Because I listen, I get so intrigued, and because I'm such a sapiosexual, an intellectual, a demisexual, I get so turned off fast. Like, boom, like, dang, man, like, ain't stand a chance. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I don't really be dating for real. Cause you really have to hold my attention. And I get ASAP. Like, you say one thing and I'll be like, yeah, no. Like. So for someone to hold my attention long enough to make it on a date, to me in my head told me like, yeah, must be my husband. You know what I mean? He got everything going for himself. He a fine. He play with me. It's fine. The whole mother freaking package. Almost. But I'm gonna stop right there. I'm gonna stop right there. You want more of the story, you're gonna have to join my membership. And my membership ain't gonna be a little, a little cheap, little change. Cause I'm gonna be sharing my role. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna have to pay for that tea. So yeah, join my membership if you want to engage on that and talk about that. And to give you guys some more intel on my life. You know what I'm saying? Jack, I thought you left. Go to bed. Go to bed, Jack. What's up, Don? Jack, go to bed. It's late. Yeah, okay. So what have I learned about myself this year? Positives. Let's see. I think I said it earlier, and I mean, I don't know. Hold on. Is what I was gonna say? What did I learn that I didn't already know? Like, hello. Um, that God is really pleased with me, despite all. You know what I'm saying? What I love about myself this year that was a positive is that God is really pleased with me. I think that's like one of the biggest things that I've learned, that I am right where he wants me to be. I don't have any questions. I don't have any doubts. I mean, of course I have questions, but I'm saying, like, in terms of being where I need to be, I'm right where God wants me to be. And I know this because of, my prayers and the way things have been aligning along with my footwork and my astonishing faith. You know what I'm saying? Like, God speaks to us in different ways. It's not just like how I'm speaking to you all. It comes in different ways. It may be something that you hear on the radio and you like, or something that you catch while you read in the scripture. I shared, limitations. It's like I am more connected to God than I thought I was. And I really did think I was. Now, let's not get it twisted. Something I learned in Grief Share a few years ago, meaning like 6 years ago, that God is, you never fully figure out, like, really for real who God is. Like, your idea of God will always change. It will always change because God is not an idea, and he's like so vast that our mind can't even grasp it. So just when we think or we thought we had God figured out, you learn something new. And that also comes with reading your word, continuously reading your word. You know what I'm saying? So, like, with that being said, you know, once again, like, I make posts and I talk about it on my channel. Like, I get why some people mad, because it's like, why would you use somebody that look like you? You know what I mean? But it's just like, I'm very intentional about, my relationship with God. I pray without ceasing. Like, I pray all the time, like, literally. Like, how I'm talking to you guys, like, I pray all the time. So I'm always, asking God for guidance. I'm always casting my worries, my doubts, my fears to God. Always praying over myself and my children and my future husband. Like, I'm always rebuking, canceling and demanding. It's ricochet. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm always steadily trying to remain faithful. You know what I'm saying? I'm always giving God his accolades. I'm always glorifying God. I'm always praising God. And I am never too good for reproach. God checks me. Okay? He checks me. Just because you don't think, you know what I'm saying, like, what God deals with me with is something that what y'all be concerned about ain't even concerned with God. Ain't even a concern with God, because God already know there ain't even nothing to be worried about. You know what I'm saying? So I learned this year that I am more aligned with God than I have ever been. And maybe that's why this year has been the best year of my life. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm more aligned with him than I have ever been. I'm growing more, and I'm being more intentional. Being, you know, having a real commitment. I would say this year was the most in a long time that I have been in my word. You know what I'm saying? Like, That comes with me just coming across Galatians and seeing the fruits of the spirit. And I was just like, wow, like that's amazing. Like the blueprint right here. This is how you earn merits. And this is how you earn a big mansion in heaven. Like you gotta live like this. None of that is a reflection on the outside. All of that is who you are on the inside. And then the stuff that God doesn't like is what's on the outside. You know what I'm saying? The stuff that you hover in your heart on the inside, like covetousness. And honestly, that was something that I was dealing with. I used to see girls that were in the church or are in the church, and I'm like, yo, they have this, that, and the third, and I know they do this, or I know they did that, and I know they behave like this. Like, why do they get to have that, God? Like, why you get to bless them with that? And I don't even do that. I never even behaved like that. You know, I had to put away that because God revealed to me that is righteousness. You know, me being jealous or envying something somebody else had. You know what I mean? You don't know how they got it. I can't, want something that somebody else had because I don't want to have to do what I do to get it. Not everything people do, even if it's given to you by God. Some storms that you had to go through, Chrissy ain't built for. You know what I mean? So it's like God had to reveal that to me too. You know what I'm saying? So I just love that I grown to a place with God where I feel like me and God are equally yoked. Okay. God, you my husband. Okay. But yeah, me and God are equally yoked. And I feel like for once, you know what I mean? Like that's probably why I'm happy. Like I'm happy because I have God. I'm supposed to have God in my life. I'm happy because He loves me. I'm happy because I am loved by God, and I receive God's grace, God's love, God's forbearance, God's long suffering when it comes to me. I receive God's favor. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't know, like we can talk about God all day long. Um, how would you define or describe commitment? Trying to make it relatable to 2024. Ooh, my commitment. Okay. So my commitment, I guess, like my director said it best. I had a one-on-one with her um just this past Wednesday, and she is amazing. She is the before I get into that, let me get into this, okay? Let me tell y'all. Um I have some amazing women in my life, some amazing mentor role models in my life. And that just dawned on me on Wednesday. It just dawned on me on Wednesday. Good night, Jack. Um, oh no, I'm not drunk. What are you talking about? It just dawned on me on Wednesday that I'm sipping, but I'm not drunk. I don't drink to get drunk. But I have some amazing mentors I work with. Like these women, maybe that played a big part because this was the first year that we really had to be around each other, since the last couple of years, you know what I'm saying? So maybe that played a big part, but these women, they're older than me. They have the life that I want in terms of goals. Like the one of them is working on their masters right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and she's fabulous, like fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. Her fiance owns 70 property. He gave her some, he gave her mom some just so the mom could make her own money and get out their hair. Like, where? Lord, it's me. It's just me. It's just me. I'm coming to you as I am. Okay. That is inspiring because it's like, I'm not going to sit out for no little. She got men out there giving a couple of his properties to the mother-in-law. We want her to make her own money. Okay? Like, please put me in the right seat, Lord. Okay? I'm talking about another colleague of mine. She's literally bored. This is the reason why she's a colleague of mine. She retired and she came back into the working field. And I never heard a story like hers because I'm always hearing the other way. I mean, I never hear about the retiree coming back into the work field and the workforce. She's bored. She started her life late. She started to live her goals and dreams late because she chose the stay at home route, route that I wish I could take, but that's not for me because God didn't place me in that seat. You got to understand your assignment, you know what I'm saying? So her assignment, she understood she needed to raise her two babies who are now grown. Amazing. One of them is at John Hopkins. Okay, like both live in the city, talking about New York, like their children are blessed. Like I really have like amazing role models in my life. God placed me on the right team first and foremost, placed me in the right department, placed me in the right company. Like I am truly inspired. A big portion of my love for travel and me wanting to travel is because that's like the thing that people do at my job. Everybody travels. Like it's inspiring. It makes me want to travel. Like, oh my gosh, looking at the pictures, I need to go there. Okay, like you just casually spent 10 days in Spain, and another colleague of mine took her and her entire family. Baby is only like a little over one, to mother freaking Italy. Like, what are we doing? It's a blessing to be around that type of energy. Okay? Like, I can't be the big dog in the room, okay? Put me in a room with the big dogs. So I need some motivation. I need some aspirations, some inspirations. Like, that's what I need, okay? So yeah, so I one-on-one with my director, and like that's just one of the things that she was just like pointing out, like some of the commitments that I had that we talked about the last time she was here. And I was like, with my cybersecurity, don't make no sense. Like I should have been done that like 50 times. Like I literally have this much left of my last module. And she asked me, and I wasn't prepared for that. Like, she was like, the last time we talked, you talked about like your love for cybersecurity and getting back involved in that. Like, where are you at now with that? And I'm just like, man, I ain't gonna lie. Like, I just put a pause on it because it's like I still have that same love for cybersecurity, for tech in general. Like, I still love tech. Um, I'm an analyst, you know what I mean? That's what I do. But it's like like other goals came along the way, and I don't want to be somebody that finished something or that starts something that doesn't finish, like I said I wasn't going to do that this time around, and if you know me and I talked about this, like I can't be a third time dropout, you know what I mean? So maybe because like it's like pace wise, like you can keep pace, like go as study as you want and as you please. And been the best friend of mine lately because once June hit and the kids were out of school and my son's birthday and graduation and we did that vacation, it was like, okay, I'll just work on and doing this stuff until they go back to school. I wanted to go on vacation before they start school year so that I could be comfortable. Like they start the school year, I start back in school. It didn't work out that way. So that kind of put me behind mentally because I'm like, I know that I needed to have this time off to get back into my studies. So the fact that I wasn't able to kind of threw me off, which is one of the biggest reasons why I needed that mental health day, just to refocus, Miss Body, to refocus, to determine what my goals are, revisit, like sometimes that's just what you have to do. Sometimes you have to rework, okay? Talking about speaking things into existence and preparing those goals and those New Year resolutions. You may have a list, but sometimes you may have to rearrange that list. It's still my goal to finish my first, not module. I did my fourth one now, but to complete this class before this year's out. That's still a goal of mine to get that first certification before this year is out. So that means I have to take an exam, which means I have to study. I do have time for where I can do that because I said that I'm off for a week, towards the end of the year. So yeah, we'll see. I'm still praying on it. But as far as commitment in that sense, it may not has. I tried, I struggled, and I figured like I needed to start now because if I don't, then it will never happen. So it started. We need to get back in there. We need to get back in there. So my commitment, and it's not for nothing because I am a mother of four. You know what I mean? Like it's harder. Mother of four. Every time I turn around, they got this at the school, that at the school, this, that, and the third. You know what I mean? And then, like I told my director, like, my career within this company is very important. Me reaching certain goals and certain levels is number one for me. Money is number one for me because that's how I support my children. But I also understand the importance of earning my degree because I know I know how much I could be making right now, even in my current role, had I had that degree. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like those are the things that I look at. But she was like, "Yes, I understand. Like sometimes you have to, you know, reorg, like rearrange. Put some things on hold, step some up. Your priority list change." And that was the best way she could have said because it was like, yeah, my priorities had changed. It was a priority for me then, and it's still a priority, but it's way at the bottom. Like, is the last thing on my priority list. But it's still a priority. So it's like in my top five, but it's the last thing on my priorities, because I have four kids. So it's like four kids, then myself. I need a break. Yeah. I commend any mother. I know single women can do it all the time. How many jobs you work? It's easy to do when you're single. But the mothers that are out there, like, I am so amazed when I see them earn their degree, especially mothers of multiple children that are single. Like, I seen a single mother of three, like, earn her, I don't know, she passed her bar. Like, I think it was like the California bar, too. My dad, lawyer before he passed, and I watched him go through that, and he was in New York. You know what I'm saying? So I watched him go through that. So to see, like, and that's another thing, education is extremely important to my dad. You know what I mean? So to see a single mother go through and her kids crying when she passed, like, that inspires me. Like, that's the goal of mine. You know what I mean? But it's like that's always been my fear about going back to school is because it's like, like it's always been the issue, me being a mother, and not having that support. A lot of people have the support of their parents that will watch their kids while they go to school. Never had that support. You know what I mean? And it really is that simple. Had I had that support, it would be different. But never had that, or never had the luxury to have that support because that is a luxury. But I'm going to find my way. Like, I remember when I was staying in the homeless shelter, and there was a woman who earned two associate's degrees, and she was in her 30s. And I asked her, I remember she was telling her story, and I asked her, like, like what gave her the motivation? Because I knew at that time, like, I had already dropped out, and I think I had just dropped out of like my out of psychology the second time. And I think the best advice that she gave me, she said right there was like, I just never gave up. She said, I never gave up. I just kept going back until I got it done. And that's just what I hear in my, like, my mother, she earned her degree late in life too. She was, it might have been like 10 years, if not less than 10 years. My mother just earned her degree. So it's like, seeing people their age, I'm like, that's probably more than likely going to be me. But it don't have to be that for real, because I am trying to take a faster approach as well. Like, I'm not going the traditional 4 years. I'm trying to get this ish in like 6 months to a year to 2 years top. And I'm talking about a bachelor's. So yes, the work is a lot more, vigorous than a traditional 4-year term. Always me. Like, I'm always taking the online route to speed things up, but it is a lot. It's a lot to accomplish, especially for a mother. So commitment is laxy daisy there. When it comes to my commitment to my career goals, that has been on fire. So, for those of you who didn't check my community tab, like I did earn my first medal within the company, a global recognition medal, and I learned that that comes with money. Period. What? I didn't know that. So like you get e-card recognition, which I get, but I never had a medal. So yeah, I was really happy. And once again, it's like God is good because God sees me, and he's rewarding, you know, my stillness for one, and my commitment for two. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's how I would describe my commitment. So it's not about like where you think you're supposed to be, like, because like before I just used to be like, oh my gosh, like why not be dating right now, this, that, and the third, like, and that's not my focus. My focus is my kids and my career. Like that's literally it. That is literally it. Like those are the areas that I want to thrive in. You know what I'm saying? That's what God is causing me to do, calling me to do. You know what I'm saying? Like thrive in those areas. Focus on that. That's your assignment. Period. Um, I they're blessed. I remember commenting is something I would submit to my energy and level, and that means it's important to me. Commenting? Is that what you meant, Sag? And Don, you said that's good. Yeah. Yeah, like my career means a lot to me because it affects what I can do for my children. The further I get in life, the, the further they'll get in life. And God's just been so good. Like God's been showing off lately. My son, he's a senior ops just like his mom. Like he is doing so well, and he set out his own mouth. He said, "Yep, mom, just like you. You trying to be like your mom?" Y'all don't understand how much of a blessing that is. Like, if you knew our story, like that's such a, you say your commitment, okay. But if you knew our story, like it's just such a blessing. You know what I'm saying? So it's a blessing to see him develop into who he developed in and what he's into. You know what I'm saying? As a young man, like I can't even. I was weird at first when he turned 18 because I'm like, he's still a boy, he's still a kid, you know. But the way he moves now, you can't do but acknowledge him as a young man. Like that's a young man right there. That's a man. You know, he more manly than a lot of dudes I know. Like I ain't never seen any dude his age on his level. Not personally. You know what I'm saying? Like not personally. And I owe that to God. All praises go to God. But I find it, touching. You know what I mean? That he's like he's paying attention to everything that I'm saying, and that's what I'm saying. Like that's just why it's important for me to focus on my career, because your kids have front row seats to your. Do you want them to see you fail, miserable, depressed, crying all the time, being disrespected, taken advantage of, or do you want to see that they just knew that mom didn't have men in and out of their house? She didn't never tolerated a man disrespected her. She's doing what she can for her family. They're watching the blessing on them grow from this to that. You know what I'm saying? And they're seeing the level up, not just within their mom, but within themselves. Now they get to do more, experience more. Like that's the stuff that matters to me. You know what I'm saying? So my commitment to my kids and my career is solid. I don't want to do that. I'm not doing that. And we can definitely wrap this up soon. Do you ever feel like a failure? Have I felt like a failure this year? Yes, I have. I have. Because I'm not perfect. So obviously, there's going to be times where I felt like where I feel like I failed myself, my children, or God. The only people that matter, you feel me? Yes, I definitely have had instances where I felt like I failed either, but at the end of the day, God continues to reassures me. So, that said, I trust God and I trust his lead on everything. When I feel like I'm falling, I cast it to God and I leave it there. I ain't got time to hold on to that. It ain't no woe is me. It's whoa, get it straight. Okay, like we can't get it straight. We ain't got nothing to talk about. So yeah, it ain't none of that. But like I said, you have to be accountable in order to accept certain things about yourself that you may not like. You have to be accountable. In order to grow from the things about yourself that you may not like, you have to be accountable. Period, point blank. I mean, you're perfect. It just means that you acknowledge that you have struggles in certain areas that you need to work on. But that's what the fruits of the spirit will teach you. You know what I'm saying? You leave with that, start with that, and everything else will fall in line. Stay from the things that God doesn't like, that God doesn't find pleasing, that God hates. You know what I'm saying? And you ain't got to worry about the failures. Mistakes only happen once. That's how I look at it. Mm. No, not done yet. In your life do you wish you could make amends with? There's only one person, and it's not anybody I ever was friends with. Um, I would say I wish and I pray that somehow, some way, me and the other baby mama could make amends. Like that would be a blessing. Not for anything outside of the children, because um I just don't like to see siblings divided. Like, you know what I mean? And I would say, someone played a big factor into dividing the children. And I seen it before it actually happened. I just seen it. I just try my best to keep it from being that way, but look, we're here. So, the only person in life that I wish I can make amends with, because we had a lot of alt against each other. And I'm pretty sure that middle person, the middleman, played a big factor into that. But I really do like that is the only relationship that I can genuinely say that, I love to make amends with for the sake of our children. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Like, you know what I mean? Kids shouldn't have to suffer, and the damage is done. Unfortunately, be unfortunate, but that's just the one thing, because that X factor is X'd out for me, and I would presume that person as well. So, like, there's no reason why we shouldn't be able to come together for the sake of the children. I sound like Tara and Amina, child, because it was definitely giving Tara and Amina. But I know I have grown to a place mentally. Yeah, I still feel how I feel about how certain ish went down 100%, but that's not any relevance now. Like, it's more so about, like, how do we get to a good space so that the children are good. Like, they should know each other. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I feel. But that's it. And then I'm speaking on that based on this year. A lot of things that I noticed in those connections between the kids that it's just really sad. Like, you know what I mean? So, if you can change one core personality trait, what would it be? I know there's something. Hold on, because it was something that annoys me about myself. Personality trait of mine. There we go. One thing about my personality that I do not like that I change And this is the thing because I think about this all the time. Um, I would change when someone throws shade at me, how I naturally respond to it. like, like for real, like I just like if I catch somebody's slickness, somebody's slick shade or something real quick, oh, I'm on your I'll back you into a virtual corner. So yeah, that's something that about me that I really don't like. Like because I will get into this like space, this mode where I'm just like, oh, she threw a little shade, let me throw some back. I'm good with my words. Like when I say my mouth can be a double-edged sword and I don't have to say a cuss word out my mouth, honey, I can break your soul with my words. Okay. I know this to be true. That's why God had me working on it. You know what I'm saying? Because it can really be a double-edged sword. So I can make you feel this if I wanted to. Literally. Thank God I'm not the old me. But in the sense of today, even with knowing dissension and contention, I just wish that I could work on like how I choose to deal with people throwing shade at me. Because it's like, don't come for me unprovoked. And I don't bring anything but good vibes, good cheers. Like, you know what I mean? Like, energy. Like, don't come for me unprovoked because I'm going to come for you unprovoked. And it's not going to be nasty or anything. Like, I'm not going to come at you the same way, but I will make some posts. I will be known. You know what I'm saying? You say I can tell that you like that, right? Says, yeah. It is what it is. Something that I've acknowledged, something that I'm taking accountability for, something that I need to work on because stay away from contention. Because the thing about it is, once I get started, honey, you're gonna be content. You're going to be incontent, okay? You're going to be questioning your own motives. And I like to put people in their place, okay? So, prime example was when that girl talked about me being celibate and wearing whatever. And like, girl, like, once I get started, it's hard for me to stop. You know what I mean? Like, don't come for me unprovoked and I ain't asked that. Like, I'm just literally bringing good vibes where you are being a hater. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, I just wish, I pray that I could get to a space where, because it's like there's a part of me that feels like you're just not going to mistreat me in no kind of way, like just because I have long suffering. Like once again, we have our boundaries. You know what I mean? Like I have mine, you have yours. It shall be respected. I'm not ever going to disrespect anybody. I promise you that is never something anyone could say I disrespected them. Not unless they disrespect me first. Okay. So even with that being said, like I'm not going to disrespect you back because that's the old me. But I am going to be somebody that stand my ground. And my version of my ground, you might not like. Okay. You might not like. You might not like. So I just want to work on my delivery. I mentioned it earlier. You know, how I could have handled that situation with the other young lady that I cut off. I cut off a lady. She wasn't even the last one, and it was from her circle. She wasn't even the last one. I see what works for me, and if it don't work for me, I chill, honey. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, there's certain things that I could work on. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, like I don't exude mean girl energy, but once you come for me, it could give mean girl energy. Like could give it. It could give it because you presented that to me first. You know what I'm saying? So as a like an instant reaction, I'm going, like I said, it ricochets. Like and I try to be mindful of my delivery. I try to be mindful of what I say and how I go about it, because like I could really go to the furthest extent, okay, of never. Okay, so like I don't do that anymore because that's not me. But I can still go a certain way that is still that still gives mean girl. Like I can be a mean girl all day Like once you get on my bad, oh listen, you ain't got to worry about it. It's gonna give mean girl, period, because it's definitely in me. You know what I mean? I just choose not to be that way because that's just not who I am. But please don't bring that mean girl energy over here, because like mean girl energy, don't come back over here with that mess. So like that just be my point. Like, you come bring that mean girl energy over here, I will send you on your way with that mean girl energy. And that just be it. Like, respect me. I respect you. I give everyone a fair level of respect because that's what I want. You know what I'm saying? That's what deserve it. A lot of people be like, oh, I don't respect people. I don't trust people. Like me, I give you a fair level of respect and a fair level of trust. What you do with that respect and what you do with that trust determines how I handle you. And Nick, listen, my loyalty don't last forever. My loyalty is on a time crunch. So the moment you show me that you're not loyal to me, it's instantly. I'm not loyal to the end. I don't care who you are. I'm not doing it. Okay? Respect is respect. If I see some fugazi-ish, it's cut off. So yeah, I hope you get what I'm saying. That like I can be a little like, don't come for me if you don't want me to come type thing. Like, please don't. Because for the most part, I'll try to ignore it. But once I decide that I'm not going to ignore it anymore, it's like, that's the part that I want to work on. That part when I decide that I'm not going to ignore it. Like that entire part. Because you can't beat me in that game. You can't beat me in that game, honey. I done shut a lot of people down effortlessly because they thought they was coming for me, taking shit me online, on Facebook, especially these girls, same girls that be in my inbox asking me about somebody that they was with or trying to talk to me about somebody that they was with, trying to see if that person and I had something going on because that person probably was on my page, probably caught that person on my page or something. Same girls that smile behind the scenes in the mother freaking inbox. They be throwing the shade all on the page. Was you crying about this nigga that I don't even know? I don't even know the nigga. I don't even know. Why are you here? Tell me about him. I don't know him. I'm telling you, real life is girls will reach out to me that I kind of know, like I know of, maybe went to church together or school together, something. You know what I'm saying? Just reach out to me randomly. Maybe dance together. Reach out to me randomly about somebody I haven't seen since 2012. Asking me about this person that was the love of their life, and I'm like, I don't know that person. I haven't seen that person. I can't help you, sis. I'm saying them same girls be the same girls that be throwing the same shade today, and I just be like, yeah, that's something I could work on. That's what I be talking about. That's what I talk about. Like, that's something I could work on because it's just beyond me though. Like, it's beyond me. Don't let me catch a little bit of shade because I'm one of those people. You know how they say if the shoe fit, wear the shits, but not because the way you think it fit. It fit because I know you've been coming for me. I know you've been coming for me. So I know that you're trying to put on this foot that it doesn't fit, but it don't fit that way you think it fit. But it fit because I know you're coming for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not stupid. So yeah, I know who you're talking to, and I will respond. I will make a post because I know they're watching. Like, you know what I mean? I go live and talk about because I know they're watching. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's the part that I could change as part of my personality trait, but also as a defense mechanism. You know what I mean? Exactly what it is. I will respectfully shut you down. um, God dang. Let's see. I think we about done. Before that falls. I have some apple cider in here, guys. It's just apple cider. It's so good. I think that's it from this list that I would answer. So I'll answer this last question. What are the keys to a happy relationship? Is to a happy relationship in this day and age, I would say, would be staying off social media. I know guys don't like to hear that, but why? That's why you need to stay off of social media, because you don't like to hear stuff like that. Get off. You're not missing anything. Hop off. Shut it down. Deactivate. Close. It's not doing nothing for your relationship. Stay off of it. Stay off of it. Like, if you can't let it go, it's a problem. See, me, when in my relationship, Facebook was deactivated. If it's not making any money, if you're not getting a check from Facebook or one of those, whatever, stay off of it. Stay off of it, because your partner's not gonna be happy with it. It's not going. So I think that's like one of the keys. Honesty. If you are honest at all times, you build trust, and trust is also very important. Of course, communication, being an active listener. Well, you say you haven't been on Facebook in 5 years. Being an active listener, um, and traveling, building memories with each other, like date nights on a regular. Like, the way I pour into myself with date nights, I'm gonna need my man to multiply that times 10, okay? Like times 20. And we need to take a vacation, if not every month, every 2 months, 3 months tops, every 3 months, 3 months. Because I believe those things are fundamental, when you travel with your partner. Like, for instance, I never traveled with a partner. I did go out of town with one at one time. I did, I was dating, men. That don't count. I'm talking about traveling somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like I said earlier, when I travel with my kids, we literally grow fond of each other. We build a rapport, a connection, like a deeper connection with one another. So I genuinely believe, excuse me, that I never done it, but if I can, like, that was an eye opener for me, like, that I caught on. Like, every time me and my kids travel, we get stronger and stronger. Like, our bond get stronger. Like, we just really have this YOLO mentality, vacation mode mentality, where it releases stress. All the problems we leave at home, ain't no fighting, ain't no arguing, nothing but vibes, great. So if you have that with your partner, I can't even imagine like how dope that relationship would be. So shout outs to y'all who travel with your partner. You take vacations and y'all be on them balconies. I can't wait to get married out. When I moved here and I had my first balcony, I said I would be celibate with a whole balcony. Literally. I will be. I'm like, you be sure. Yeah, be showing off. He's like, yes. Well done, my good and faithful servant. No balcony action here. But yeah, my bedroom will have a balcony one day. Period. But anyway, yeah, like I feel like, traveling, building memories, date nights, like go to different games, not just basketball game, not just football games, like different games. Like, and my kids tried hockey. I love it. I love it. That's the fighter in me. Whoop that, yeah. Whoop it. Yeah, the fighter in me loves a hockey game. Okay. I wanted to catch the yeah, I wanted to. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do before this year is out. But yeah, stuff that catch a show in the city, date night in the city. Like just cute little different things, pottery classes, candle make, little generic gnarly little date nights that just build memories. Like, remember that time we spilled it and it got on your shoe? Oh my god! Like, just little things that you and your partner knows about. Like, you know what I'm saying? Those can't, if you don't have those intimate moments, they ain't intimate. You know what I'm saying? Like, those intimate moments really matters. I know this. I'm speaking of this because that was like, I would say that played a big demise in me and my kids' relation, like father's relationship. Like, him and I didn't. I could count on one hand how many date nights we had in the 12 years that we've been with each other, on and off. But yeah, like, over a decade dealing with each other and no real date nights. No, we had a only remember this one. You remember more? I only remember this one because I paid for that one. But anyway, you know what I mean? Like you need that to stimulate the relationship. You know what I'm saying? And once again, stay off of social media. Social media is good. Like if you're not doing what I'm doing, like you're not getting paid, you not it's not bringing you revenue, it's bringing you issues. Yeah. Trust and believe. Y'all see me here. Facts, y'all do. But on Facebook, Instagram, homegirl is going to be on the mother freaking social media app. I will continue to do this because this will earn me money. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a method to this. And there is no it's just different. Like the communication level that you have, like you can't inbox me on YouTube. Okay. You can be here and I can say, yeah, I don't date guys from social media. And that'll be that. So ain't no inboxes. Even though I don't get inboxes outside the one that I was talking about. But I don't typically get inboxes. Like men respect me. They know me. They know I don't play that ish. So I don't have any issues. But it's always when they know that you got a man is when they start pouring in. That's how you know them niggas ain't good for nothing. Um, yeah, I would say those are the keys. Oh, and number one, sorry, I said number one. It wasn't number one. If God is not the foundation, honey, Christ is not in the midst, that relationship is not going to work at all. Like, at all, at all. You can put the social medias aside. You can add more traveling and add more date nights and listen and communicate effectively and be an active listener, and you can be honest as you want to. But if you don't have Christ, and if he don't love you like Christ loved the church, and if he ain't chasing after God's heart, that relationship, if the foundation isn't God driven, that's the number one thing that I can't even tell y'all. Just gonna have to wait until I could have some memberships so we can talk about it for real. Because some things wrong this year that I would love to talk to you guys about. Because, like in my mind, I'm like, oh, well, this is those false ideologies. Stop putting expectations on dating life. Stop doing it. I be playing when I be talking, but obviously my boundaries are my boundaries. That's not what I'm talking. I'm talking about like, oh, well, that must be my husband because he's the first guy I dated throughout this entire journey. Like those type of like, oh, he got to be my husband because he ties his shoes before he eats. Like, whatever it is, whatever idea that you have in your head, you told yourself like, oh, that's how I'm going to recognize my husband. Like, you said how much? We haven't crossed that bridge yet, but we will. We will. You said how much for the membership? Hitting for we'll cross that bridge when we reach it. Haven't reached it yet, so don't want to talk about it yet. But just giving a heads up, there are going to be things that I'm not going to speak on that I love to speak on, but I'm not going to speak on it out of membership. That's period, point blank. So yeah, that is pretty much it from this list. It did good. It was a good list. I think most of the questions, like 30 questions, so probably didn't answer about 5. But it was a good list, nonetheless. So, anywho, I'm about to get on out of here. It's 11:30, which is great. It's not that late. I'm not 9. Also, okay, that's not that bad. So yeah, I don't know if I'll be back tomorrow. Probably not. I don't know, but probably not. Usually, I'm surprised this didn't like go out because normally this thing here be going out in 2 hours. It'd be like anyway. So I'm about to get on out of here. I hope everyone had a wonderful week. Is there anything else I wanted to catch you guys up with? Mm, light skin? No, I'm definitely not light skin. I get lighter in the winter. So, and you got to remember, I was dead set in the Caribbean. I started the year off in Florida. So I was out there getting tanned. I've been getting tanned all year. So now it's winter. Yeah, your girl gets lighter. I'm a chameleon, but I'm definitely not light skinned at all. That's why I be editing my photo. I don't look pale. Because I feel like I be looking so pale sometimes. Like, I know people used to be like, oh, she making herself lighter. No, this is no filter. It's just, I'm glowy. That's a period, point blank. God's glow, period. Um, but yeah, I think I touched on everything. An amazing week at work. We got some cute things coming up at work, you know. I'm really trying my hardest to not spend no money on me. Even though there's this fragrance that I want to get so bad, but I'm like, I'm just going to dedicate the rest of the year to my kids. Because when January hit, mommy's outside and I don't want to hear a thing. I don't want to hear nothing at all. It's about me. So yeah. That's the only thing. I'm just really trying, like, guys, you know, like, I'm the only one that supports my spoiling habit. So I'm just looking at it on sale, like, full size bottle, $65. I want to buy it so bad. But that's a toy for my kid, you know, like that's a Christmas decoration. I don't care to decorate. I haven't decorated the house because I wasn't here during the holidays. I was on vacation. You know what I mean? Like, this holiday was so annoying. Like, totally be. But that's why I'm like, I'm just going to dedicate it to the kids. Have anybody started giving? And I'm not talking about to your kids. I'm talking about giving back. Dang, I threw that thing away. Man, I'm telling y'all, it's so important for me as a mother to give back to like those different programs or agencies, nonprofit organizations that are like that gives back to mothers or families that can't afford it. Cause man, oh man, oh man, I used to be the mother. I used to be that family. Like it's such a blessing to give back to the same places that I received blessings from me and my kids. Like such a big blessing. That's the reason why I be trying to do like giveaways this time of year. And speaking of Sister in Christ giveaway, I doubt it will happen this year, but hopefully I get to do something in January. Um, and I don't know if it will just be me or if my sister will be joining in, but I'm praying about it because God knows my heart and I really, really, really want to give like either a New Year's giveaway. I doubt I'll be able to do the Christmas giveaway because like I'm focusing on my kids and I wasn't prepared for this holiday. Like I literally just wasn't prepared. I'm like, we're not traveling, so what do we do? Now the kids are starting to get a list because they didn't know what they want because they're so used to traveling now. So now they're starting to like, oh mom, I want this, like I want that. And I'm like, where is mommy getting money from for all this stuff? I'm like, do y'all really want a Christmas tree? Because I'm expensive when it comes to my Christmas tree. Ain't no Walmart. Ain't no Walmart tree here. Okay. Ain't no Walmart Christmas lights here. Even though it was. But I am expensive, like when it comes to the tree. Like I like to make it look a little cute, a little different. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm doing something so cute this year with the tree. I'm thinking about going live when I set it up, actually. You guys watch me put it up. And play some holiday music. And hopefully my kids stay in the background. You know, they're gonna be all in the camera. I don't want to expose my kids, but yeah. But yeah, so I'm praying that I get to do something in this time. I can't say year, but year's Sister in Christ giveaway will be, I decided that I wanted to go to towards someone who is dealing with like some type of health issue, and they're struggling with bills, you know what I'm saying, or need extra money because all their money is going towards bills. That's what God had laid on my heart. So when that time comes, or even if you come across this, help me get some ideas in mind. I need for y'all to do is leave the GoFundMe's. If there's a GoFundMe of someone who is going through some type of illness or some type of disease and they're seeking help, someone that you know personally, okay, um, just email it to me. My email is in my bio, because that's the direction I'm heading for this year. The first year it was a single mother who just spent her everything on her kids and not on herself. So that gift was specifically for the mother. Like, don't spend it on the kids, okay? Second one is, someone who wasn't a mother, a lady who wasn't a mother, um, who is going through a rough patch, could use a little pick me up, a little thing. You know what I'm saying? And this year, all women, sisters in Christ. That's the name. One day I'm gonna make it official, officialize the nonprofit organization or this fundraiser, whatever it may be, because this will be the third time that I do it. We skipped a year actually. Started with sister, and then we had an extra donor last year. It was dope. And then someone from last year said that they, let them know and they would love to, participate in it too, which is amazing. So I ain't forget, girlie. If you watching, I ain't forget, girl. But yeah, so this time around, I want to, you know, I would love, to select from someone who has a GoFundMe that is dealing with like an illness, terminal or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It ain't much. Like, I ain't rich. Shoot, I ain't rich, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a little something. You know what I mean? But hopefully I get to do that in January, February, because I do have plans for January. I will do it in the first quarter of the year by the grace of God. You know what I mean? That's very important to me. So hopefully in January. Outside that, oh, you said you've been help feeding the homeless this year. That's dope. Don, you said not yet. Okay. There's definitely plenty of things to do out here. Like feeding, at my job, they have all different type of volunteer opportunities working with mad different local and external organizations and stuff like that they partner with. So like there's always volunteer opportunities for us to do like during work hours. So I shared some of that in my community tab. You see the utensils. We just made like cute little greeting cards. It says little cute little things, and punched holes in it, cut ribbons, get the utensils together, wrap, tie them, like this little something to give back. Those are the utensils that are being used at the soup kitchen, which is also a place that I have volunteered this year, which I had the best time. Amazing people. Like, I loved everyone that came in there. Like, great spirits. This felt amazing. So, yeah, that's awesome, Sag. Good job. You said yes, you is. But yeah, I'm finna get out of here. Alrighty. So once again, watch it from the beginning to the end so we can get the full view, because homegirl ain't been live in over a week, child, honey. So them views is probably gonna go stagnant for the next few days. So we gotta get these views up. I can tell the views is already up, because when I came on, it reached to like 53 in the chat. So that tells me I probably be like around 100 when I hang up. I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, I always screenshot to get the number, so we'll see. But anywho, show my little flesh chat. Yeah, anywho, I don't know, I'm just loving this end of year. Remember, for those of you who are dealing with seasonal depression, go to God in prayer about it. Okay, keep the negativity out your life. and think on positive things. Think on positive things. Speak on positive things. Speak positivity into your life, into your 2025. That is very important. And be fruitful. Is the true meaning of being fruitful and why? Be fruitful and multiply. Spread the fruitfulness across the world. Okay? Okay? And if you haven't hit that like button, hit the like button. If you subscribe. Your girl will be back. You just don't know when. Peace and love. Love and harmony. And bless. Yes.